Well, it's been a while since I've done one of these videos. I was actually holding back from making YouTubers I like into becoming an actual series, mainly because it's often harder for me to say anything interesting about YouTubers I like. People do tend to lean towards negativity, sadly, and I'm no exception. But once again, let's stray away from the negativity and take a look at some more YouTubers that I like. This edition will be focusing on 2 video game reviewers. Now, unfortunately, my views on a lot of reviewers nowadays are rather mixed. On one hand, game reviewers tend to be one of the few types of YouTubers worth watching in this so-called dark age of YouTube, but there also tend to be a lot of reviewers, more specifically the amateurs, who lack entertainment value and serve no purpose other than spoiling the game's storyline. That, however, isn't the case with these 2 fine talents. So without any further delay, let's get right into the show. The first YouTuber I'm going to be talking about is the definition of criminally underrated, with a subscriber count that rivals mine in terms of numbers. The thing about reviewers is that they have their own little gimmicks. Angry reviews, wacky reviews, laid-back reviews. TGX's gimmick, on the other hand, is video length. Now, for comparison, the longest video I've ever made was 30 minutes long. TGX often makes reviews that go above the 30-minute mark, and with way better production values than I can muster up at the moment. Which begs the question, why doesn't he have more subs? His videos are fucking great, and he doesn't sacrifice the humor even with the hour-long video lengths.
And if you know what you're doing, he goes down faster than a turtle when an eagle picks it up and drops it from sky-high distances to break its shell and then eat it. That is just begging for a remix!
Talent like this never deserves to go unnoticed. He, along with H-Bomber Guy, nail making long videos. I rarely ever find myself getting bored when watching them. His reviews tend to focus on games I just so happen to grow up with, given that the PlayStation 1 was practically my childhood. You'll see a lot of Spyro and Crash Bandicoot reviews in his videography, and if you're a fan of those games, you should definitely check out his reviews of them. Again, it bears repeating that it takes serious talent to make hour-long videos while at the same time keeping it low on the filter, let alone making an hour-long video in general. It's beyond criminal he doesn't have the audience he deserves, so if you're in the mood for quality game reviews, you know the channel to check out.
Hey y'all, Scott here, and man oh man do I ever hate Nintendo. That's why I bought all of these games, just to make fun of them. Sigh, gosh, do I loathe this dumb company and all of their stupid loser fans. Fans who are all more than likely mega virgins. Me on the other hand, they call me the anti-virgin. Everybody who is or was at some point a virgin is a major loser, or as I like to call them, a Nintendo fan.
Game reviews have been done to death at this point. Listen, that's not saying they aren't good. In fact, game reviews are some of my favorite videos on YouTube at the moment. But let's be honest, almost every game that has been released as of now has been reviewed by, at the very least, 10 people, even if the only reviews you can find of said game are in a foreign language. Gimmicks aren't necessary for reviewers, but reviewers without a gimmick oftentimes don't make it very far and end up being pretty unentertaining. Now, Scott's gimmick is reviewing different games' subject matters as opposed to games themselves for the most part, even if that means reviewing video game boxes. Now, I'm sure there are other reviewers out there who use this gimmick, but Scott does it best, and his videos are really entertaining. His videos also mainly tend to focus on Nintendo games. It should be noted again that I grew up with the OG PlayStation as a wee little lad, but Nintendo actually makes many of my favorite games, so these videos tend to give me some of those nostalgic feels, if you know what I mean. Thankfully, once again, his talent hasn't gone ignored, with a sub count currently sitting at over 90,000 as of now. So don't consider this a shout-out because he doesn't need one. Let's just hope that number continues to rise. So that does it for this episode. Once again, I'll be linking both of these channels in the description if you want to sub to them. I'll be glad to share even more talent with you guys and gals in the future, because even in YouTube's darkest hours, there are glimmers of hope lying amongst the wasteland. Don't expect me to do this series often, given it's more of a spin-off of my bad YouTuber series than anything. Because as stated in the beginning, it's way easier to be negative than it is to gush over talents you love. As for now, I've got some hour-long reviews to binge watch.